Okay. I am alone now, commentating on these games. Yeah, I very specifically requested that. Well, I did volunteer to play, but I also said, you know, if anyone else wants to, they can play instead of me. Because, yeah, I didn't play at all yesterday, apart from that 1v1 I did. That meme 1v1, let's be honest. And, yeah, I was a tiny bit out of practice. And also, I'm a little bit tired. So I'm going to do my best to just sort of give a commentary on these games. Obviously, but for matter of fairness, I'm only going to be sticking to the perspective of Rising Rivals, who's Team Alpha. Well, obviously, I think if you watch my streams, you know that by now. And the game is about to start. The first game is Tower Control on Wahoo World. It's a best of 9, which means the first team to 5 games wins. I cannot use the new 4.0 spectator mode because that will switch between the two teams. So have a look at Epsilon to start with. Right, what kind of comp do we have here? Pretty usual. Phil's on the Sloshin for the Stingray. We actually have 2 Stingrays here. A Sloshin and a Charger. Epsilon immediately getting sniped from the plat. And the last one alive is Lucy. Thankfully, she does have a Stingray charge, so the idea here is she might use it. Getting a quick snipe, though, on someone who's trying to push her and snipe. Now she's promptly jumping back, readying up to use that Stingray. A very powerful tool on Tower Control. Manages to get an assist out of that. Of course, the enemy team also has a Stingray. Phil getting caught out by someone who's flanking with their Brella, trying to push Lucy there, in fact. Epsilon waiting for the perfect moment to push. Trent does make a fall, so that kind of does kill the defense a little bit. The key thing here is not to rush in. If you want a good defense. Okay, Trent gets a nice direct. Gets killed shortly after, though. Lucy's once again going to use her Stingray. This is going to be very useful with Tower Control throughout. Manages to get them down 2 players. Epsilon just waiting for the person to jump, but they did make an escape. Catching them out and getting caught out by a very annoying Brella, it seems. Makes it out alive, though. Okay, Rising Rivals now has 3 specials, which is ready, good for a push. Epsilon not managing to do too much with his, unfortunately. It's currently a 2v3, which is still in Rising Rivals' favor. Oh, and Epsilon getting caught out right in his face by the Charger, who is running a quick respawn. We now have a 1v1 Charger going on. Lucy thinking, nope, this is not worth it. Would rather keep the Stingray, which is a very wise decision. Phil's the only one on the front lines right now. Manages to get an assist. Seems as though he's been called out. The enemy team are very wary of him on that left glass. finally decided to rush him down, but now Epsilon's here to help him out. Now this is a nice push right here. They're 3 down. Rising Rivals has both their Stingrays. Tides have turned. Epsilon just managing to get around that Brella. Getting a nice pick on the elbow. And they're wiped. This is the perfect opportunity to push the tower up. And that's game. Yes, very nicely coordinated push at the end. A lot of specials coming out. That's what helped them in the end. So that puts it at 1 win to Rising Rivals. 4 more to go. Next map is Splat Zones on Inkblock Art Academy. So knowing these guys, what can I expect from them? To be honest, I'm not too sure, but I would expect Trent would be on Tech or Octoshot, because it paints better than Custom Blaster. Don't typically use a blaster for Splat Zones. Lucy will be, well, Lucy's the backline. She'll be on maybe, I was going to say heavy, but Lucy plays a lot of Charger these days. She's really focusing that. So possibly she'll stick to Charger, but this time she would take 5 in, I would expect. Okay, as I suspected, Trent's taken the Octoshot. Epsilon with his trusty range blaster. Phil taking the Tetras. And Lucy, as I suspected as well, 5 in Splat Charger. And that's an immediate wipe. Very well done. Gives a good amount of points, 3 points for our team. Getting caught out on the plat though. Now it's just Lucy left. See how she's doing on. Or rather Epsilon. So apparently my D-pad doesn't know what the down button is. Okay, so we have 3 specials now. This is a rather tight start, trying to escape the inkjet. And they get wiped out. No opportunity to use those specials. Epsilon's still going deep in, or he's trying to protect the plat, which is being pushed quite hard. Doing a good job of it, but those bubbles are coming out for defense. They know Epsilon is there. He hasn't got a lot painted around him. Nice direct there. Keeping the enemy busy while the rest of the team caps the zone. Now pushing forward. Oh, some of them are jumping somewhere. I wonder where. That did not look like they were jumping back to spawn. Epsilon keeping that solid plat defense. Not quite succeeding on that particular occasion. Phil somehow getting a kill right at the end. I believe possibly from his auto bomb. Okay, the other team only has 2 people left, and the explosion was wiped out, which was good because they did have a special. This is covering the top mid. Oh, gets hit by the very first shot of that inkjet. That's what you want to do with inkjets. Try and get your first shot spot on, because that's when you've not been spotted yet. Right, the bubbles are coming out. They are rather large. Phil managed just to counter them, sort of, using his splashdown. That was quite a risky move. If anyone had popped them just there, they were close to popping. He could have very well died. But it's game, another KO. That's 2-0 to Rising Rivals. Next map is Rainmaker on Manta Maria. Worth noting as well that yes, today was 4.1, so all the new weapons have come out with the Tony Kenza set number 2 and the Booyah Bomb, the Fizzy Bomb. None of those are in this. It was agreed that neither team would use them, or rather the other team said they wouldn't use them. We sort of went along with that because we figured, you know, it's brand new. We haven't got much chance to experiment with it yet. I personally have not even played with them online yet. So what can we expect for Rainmaker then, I wonder? Well, Stingray for sure, so I think Lucy will be in charge of that. Phil might stick to Tetras. I don't know if he's in the full Tetras mood today. I might have put him in the mood for that. Let's go then. Let's see what weapons each team has taken for this game. Phil with a range blaster this time. Interesting. Well, that's... no, sorry. That is a custom blaster. Lucy's opted for the Jet Scorcher instead. Epsilon on the Dynamo, and Trent's still on the Octo Shot. Trent... wait, I've got this wrong. I'm just assuming... wait, no, I did get it right. I thought I was spectating somebody else. Okay, so... I'll get used to this, don't worry. Epsilon's the last one alive. Getting a nice kill there. Allowing the rest of the team to push up. Keeping the Rainmaker from popped for the time being, so they don't eat, so that the enemy team can't just easily pick it up. Epsilon's waiting for a good time to use his armor right there. Possibly waiting while Trent gathers up his special. Nice vertical flick there. Horizontal would have been necessary. So now at this point they're just waiting till it resets so that they can reclaim the mid. There are 4 specials going on, Rising Rivals here. It's the full recovery going on. So I'm making sure to use that armor just before picking it up. Oh, Trent just not getting that third shot. Rising Rivals take the lead. However, they're now in a rather difficult situation where they'll have difficulty reclaiming. Lucy getting a nice pick there. Not even backing up. She's going for it. Now she's backing up. Possibility to counter rate? No, not necessary. What is important at this point is control of mid. A KO would be nice, but keeping that mid control will prevent them from getting any further than they need to. Phil getting sniped mid-air by another inkjet. Trent is just waiting to give the extra jump, which proves to be efficient. And he gets circled round by the H3. Lucy couldn't quite escape the grasp of the blaster. They're dropping one by one. Very nice bomb there. However, that crucial mid control is now gone. They're each one by one going to start building their specials here. Trent's using the inkjet, but not receiving an ink armor in return from Epsilon. We probably judged it wasn't the best moment for it. Lucy's backing off, noticing that they are trying to make a push, which was promptly halted by someone. Get him now, before they take the lead. Very nicely done. Okay, once again, keeping it unpopped, just so that you can work on the mid control. It's been spotted on the cuts. Beautiful. Very crucial flick there from Epsilon. And that makes it game. Quite a close one that time around. Rising Rivals managed to get the good push, the best push, and then had to put up some hard defense, preventing multiple pushes from the Unbeatable Underdogs. Next one is, I was expecting Clan Blitz, but no, it's another Tower Control and Anchovy Games. I guess we're not doing them in order. However, there will be a Clan Blitz on the next game, which we will see. It will be the last one that we're guaranteed to see. After that, there are still 4 more maps lined up. Whether or not we actually get to see them, that will depend on how well the Unbeatable Underdogs try and make their recovery. So this is another tower control. We can expect to see at least another Stingray, possibly even 2, if Phil decides to go sloshing again. So we have Epsilon on the Emperies, Lucy on the Charger, Trent on the Custom Blaster, and Phil on the H3 this time. They opted for having armor instead of the second Stingray. Possibly a good move. Already 2 down. Trent struggling to get out, just managing. Might want to jump out at this point. Decides to face them anyway, and it paid off. And he got a triple. Very nice. Could get the team wipe. That's the team wipe. Very nicely done, Trent. See, if it were me, I would have probably jumped out there. I don't often jump out, but I probably would have, seeing all the enemies coming towards me, just to keep my jet. But he pushed it through, and it really paid off. Pulling out the armor just a bit too late, just as Trent has died. Lots of specials coming around. Just Epsilon left to collect it to get his special. And he has it. Epsilon now using his inkjet while he's armored. Worked out for him. They now carefully pushing that tower. Enemy team deciding to jump out despite being so close to their spawn point. I'm getting a curling bomb kill there, interestingly. This is quite a long push. As long as they can keep it on their side, they're not at the risk of getting overtaken. Epsilon finally gets taken down. Phil very narrowly escaping that inkjet. If that inkjet had aimed a bit higher each time, he would be dead. Now the enemy team seems to be rushing down pretty hard, and it's not working out for them at all. Rising Rivals still keeping a good control of mid. And have much better special management. Oh, nice one from Trent there, just getting that inkjet before they retreated. Failing to spot that tend to take, just hiding in the corner. Lucy's not really had to use her Stingray. Stingray typically is better for the defense, but it can be used, obviously, for an offense. There are quite possibly not very good places to stand to use Stingray while pushing on this map. Lucy's just carefully waiting at the base to use the Stingray very last second in order to ensure the victory for rising rivals. That puts us up to 4-0. Just one more game to win, and they'll have won the set. This means if the... look at that, Trent, 24 kills. He really was the MVP that game. And I missed half of it as well. I was following a lot of the other players. So, final game is Clam Blitz on Camp Triggerfish. So, Clam Blitz is quite a different mode. What can we expect here? Possibly bubbles for a push. There isn't anyone who typically really uses Baller, even though it's a common strat on Clam Blitz. However, just trying to brute force it with bubbles is often very much viable as well. So I'm expecting Lucy either on the heavy, either actually on the X-Blusher. I wouldn't be surprised if she pulls out an X-Blusher here. I've seen X-Blusher being very much used on Camp Triggerfish. For zones, but also for Clam Blitz. However, I'm not sure if it's a weapon she plays too much of just yet. So would she pull it out for a ladder match? Let's find out. As for the rest, I'm not too sure. There might be an armor. There might not be. Oh, okay. There is a baller on the team. And no, Lucy has gone for the custom jet sculpture. Actually, that is a Stingray is a fair choice. Because the push to the basket is quite narrow on this map. So I'm not actually very surprised by that. Phil's just carefully holding their zone. Already with an advantage for a push. He's going in with the baller. Wasn't necessary though. Trent was right behind with the ball. However, he is now the last one and had been spotted by the enemy team. So they end with just one power clam and a single clam for that push. Oh, the lag of spectator cam almost made Lucy look like she was going to fall there. Enemy team does have a Kenza charger, which is their baller option. However, they do not have a Stingray. And it's just the Dapples left, which means this is a perfect opportunity to push. Epsilon has 9 clams and he gets a ball. Well, Trent does. Epsilon very quickly placing a few more clams after that. Lucy not quite managing to get the trade. Trent going in hard. Wow, there's not much support for him. Okay, Epsilon's waiting in mid. Just to make sure they don't push up too much. Getting a nice couple of kills there. Epsilon completely surrounded by bombs. I was wondering what he was planning to do to get out of that mess. Ah. Oh, Phil had to use that baller defensively. Ended up getting a kill, so it was worth it. But it does kind of suck that he wasn't able to keep it for an actual push. Now, very unfortunate for that enemy to... Oh, I was going to say that, but actually Phil's having a rather difficult time. Back to the actual push at hand here, though. At the very least, even though they're not getting maybe the push they want, the Rising Rivals are keeping a solid defense, preventing them from pushing up to the zone. Very almost got that kill on the ball there. Rising Rivals have 3 specials and a ball. Oh, never mind. I don't know who that was. It was Epsilon with the ball. Actually fell off. Okay, this is very bad now. They have 3 balls. They also have a baller. Yeah, and they got 2 of them in. They did miss one though. The person who had the ball, who had the baller, did not manage to pick it up and throw it back in. Which means that the Rising Rivals are still in the lead after that threatening push from the Unbeatable Underdogs, who at the moment are looking very beatable. It remains to be seen with the last 14 seconds of this game. They do have 3 specials. Do they have a ball though? They surely do have a power clam in their base. Though if they do, they haven't picked it up yet. Clearly they did not. And that's game. Game and set. Clean sweep. Well played there. Some nice team coordination put at sight there. A lot of special usage at the same time.